Welcome to the Manifestation Babe podcast. My name is Catherine Zinkina, and I'm a manifestation expert, master mindset coach, and multiple seven-figure entrepreneur. I'm obsessed with helping you achieve everything that you once thought was impossible. If you're looking to massively up-level your life, your finances, your relationships, your productivity and success, then you have come to the right place. My goal in this podcast is to help you see the infinite potential within yourself to be, do, and have anything that your heart desires. Think of this podcast as your weekly dose of mindset development to help you maximize who you are and where you're going. Leave it to me to provide you with the tools, the resources, the strategies, and teachings that you need to manifest a reality wilder than your wildest dreams. I know we're about to have so much fun together, so thank you so much for pushing play today. And now let's begin. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Manifestation Babe podcast. Today, I'm going to be answering lately the number one question that I've been getting asked in my inbox, which is how I became a manifestation coach / expert. I know that a lot of people who have been asking me this question lately are people who are interested in creating a similar business model, who are very inspired by manifesting and the law of attraction, and they want to help other people create their dream lives. And now for any of you who are not interested in becoming a manifestation coach / expert, I promise you that this podcast is still relevant to you because this is where I'm really going to dive into my story of how my business unfolded. Like what was my business inspired by and what are the life unfoldings that got me here? And I think it'll be really interesting to share this because even though I share like lots of bits and pieces of this, I'm giving you guys like the whole timeline and really from like the beginning to what unfolded all the way up until today, where today I am known as Manifestation Babe. You are obviously on the Manifestation Babe podcast. You know, the podcast has over 4 million downloads now, which I am so freaking blown away by and so grateful, you guys. Thank you so much for your downloads, for your listens, for your shares. Especially for sharing the podcast. Like this would not be a possibility without you, first and foremost. You know, I've also built an Instagram following of over 150,000 followers, you know, got my Facebook following, email list of over 100,000, and then created a business that generates multiple millions of dollars every single year, and now quickly employing more and more people. I think we're almost at a team of 8 now, which is mind blowing because just 2 years ago, we let go of our entire team and Brennan and I started at ground zero. It was very scary. And now we're hiring our 8th person, which is so wild and exciting. So I want to just like dive into the story and share with you how I got here and perhaps offer you some advice of things that I would do differently, things that I'm so grateful that I did. And if you're interested in taking a similar path, how, my recommendations for you. And again, if you are not interested in becoming a manifestation coach, I promise you there's still going to be value in here as well. So especially if you're an online entrepreneur, keep listening. Okay. So how the hell did I get here? How did I become Manifestation Babe? So let's go back to the very first time I ever got introduced to the law of attraction, because obviously being a manifestation coach, being a manifestation expert, the company itself, Manifestation Babe, has a lot to do with manifesting, and manifesting has a lot to do with the law of attraction. And so there had to be somewhere in my journey where I got introduced to the law of attraction. So my introduction was through the book, The Secret. Now, The Secret ain't no secret no more. And so I'm sure all of you know what The Secret is. If you don't, it's a very like popular, more mainstream book / documentary, kind of movie documentary that came out in 2008, I believe. I think it's been like 12 years since it's been out. 16 years old. That's the year it came out. I'm now almost 28. Yeah, that makes sense. So 12 years ago. And I got it. Most people, it actually started as a film and then was turned into a book. I thought it was the opposite, and I actually got it as a book. And I was at my friend's house when I was 16 in high school. I was a junior in high school, and my friend and I were like the two weirdos. And I just knew that we were like two peas in a pod because we would talk about the weirdest things. We talk about psychics. We would talk about things that like nobody else in our school would talk about. And one day, I was over at her house, and I remember always going to her house to do like her homework and have some lunch or whatever before I would drive myself home, because I was 16 and I got a cool car and I could drive myself to school and back. So that particular day, and I don't remember like what time frame this was or what specifically we were talking about. I think we were probably talking about our homework because we had classes together. She literally, out of nowhere, handed me a book and said, Catherine, this is how my grandpa has everything that he wants and how he doesn't work for money, but money works for him. And of course, as a 16-year-old, I was sold. I was like, I don't want to work for money. First of all, I had no job, so it's not like I was working for money anyway. But I was like, damn, that sounds amazing. Everyone I know is constantly working and struggling for money. I want to know how to just have money and have money work for me. I didn't even understand what the book was about. So I couldn't even say attract money because I had no idea. The law of attraction, that phrase has never entered into my vocabulary before I took this book home. So she handed me this book. I went home, I read it from cover to cover. And from there, I was hooked because it felt like this entire time, like it was something that I was remembering. And I never once rejected anything I read in this book. I know that some people are skeptical the first time they hear about the law of attraction. They're like, oh, whatever, sounds nice. But if this were actually true, why doesn't everybody live their dream life, right? Not understanding that it's actually true, because those people are just manifesting their belief systems that are denying that the law of attraction is real. And so therefore, the law of attraction attracts more proof that they can't have what they want and they can't manifest what they want because the law of attraction supposedly, quote unquote, isn't real, right? So they actually are manifesting. They are using the law of attraction while denying the law of attraction, which I think is so fascinating. But anyway, for some reason, it was like never anything in my mind where I said, no, this can't be a thing. Because I think at that point, you guys, I have been bullied so much in my life, and I've already felt like such a loner, and I already felt like life was unfair. And, my mom was really strict and wouldn't let me go out past like 9 p.m. and never let me do anything. And it was so hard on me about my grades. And I just felt like such a victim of my life that the first time I ever read The Secret, I felt empowered. And I felt like this makes sense. Why I'm where I am and why I feel about my life the way that I feel about my life. It's because of my thoughts. It's because of my vibration, right? It's because I'm manifesting this. And for some reason, that was the most empowering thing I've ever read in my life. And I decided to put it to the test because I at the time wanted to become a doctor. So it was all about science. I was like, I need to put it through a rigorous scientific test. And so that day, I remember setting out on this experiment to prove to myself that the law of attraction is real. So the first thing I manifested was a good grade on my test. Now, a lot of people might go, wah, 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 whatever, Catherine. But at the time, if I didn't get a good grade in class, you guys, I would get grounded and my phone would get taken away. So I had a lot of incentive to get a good grade. Of course, I was away motivated. It was never like, oh, I want to get a good grade so I can get to a good college. It was always like, I want to get good grades so I don't get yelled at, right? Because I have a typical Soviet mother who was all about the good grades and all about the good school. So anyway, that day, actually earlier, I took a test. And that test, I did not feel very confident on. It was anatomy and physiology, and I didn't study enough. And I was like certain that I would get like at best a B minus or C plus, which was a big no-no in my family. And so I decided to visualize that I would get a good grade. And part of that visualization was for me to see my teacher, in my mind's eye, my teacher calling my mom and letting her know that I got above a 90%. And this is one of those teachers, it's one of those schools, one of those teachers where the teacher, like the class is small enough. This is in Gig Harbor, Washington, by the way. So it's a smaller town. And the teacher got so hyped off of good grades and off of like 90% and above that she would actually call the parents of the students and let them know how proud she is of their students. So I was like, you know what? That's how I'm going to know that I got a good grade, because it's Friday and I know that class isn't until Monday. And so she's probably grading papers today. I won't know till Monday, but I want to manifest it today. And so I visualized that, and literally no freaking bullshit. An hour later, you guys, I hear my mom's phone ring, which she never picks up the phone. And she picked up the phone, and I heard her talking, and literally like, just like I visualized, I heard her talking. Then she put the phone down. Then she came downstairs. She's like, by the way, you got a 95% on your test. Congratulations. And exactly what I was visualizing. And I was like, holy fucking shit, this works. I was like, this is amazing. I'm going to do this to everything in my life. This is so awesome. And so, of course, that put me on this train where I read literally every single book under the sun about law of attraction. And I was obsessed with this knowledge because, again, I felt like I was remembering, right? Which makes sense now that what I'm doing today is so part of my life purpose. It's like the universe guided me on this path, and it's knowledge that I have had in past lives for show. And so it got me really excited. I decided to apply it to as many things as I possibly could, which as like a high school student, I mean, really, how many things are you going to apply it to? You know, it's not like I had a job. Again, my mom was all about school. And so I used it to my advantage as much in school as possible. I used it to my advantage to get into the University of Washington, into my biology program, and all of this stuff, as many things as I could infuse it in. In fact, when I was in college, what my ex and I did that blew people's minds. Okay. This is the first thing that I was really manifesting, which was travel. And you guys know that I'm all about travel, love, love, love travel. And so I didn't have very much money. I was in college. I was working a job at a movie theater. And so was my boyfriend at the time. And him and I were just like manifesting money to travel, and we were manifesting the best deals, and we would somehow manifest such good deals via flights and hotels that it would somehow fit our movie theater budget. Don't even ask me how I did this, because my only answer to you is we manifested it. Like I would get emails from hotels in Dubai that they are giving us a deal for like $100 a night. And this is hotels like the Sofitel, if you're familiar, where at minimum for the cheapest room, you're spending like $600 a night. And for a decent room, you're spending, well, they're all decent. But like for a bigger, more luxurious room, you're spending about $1,000 a night. And I would literally get these emails, and I would get like, somehow I would get these flight deals and find cheap flights. And oh my God, it was insane. And people would be mind blown. They thought we were millionaires in college because, well, literally we did not eat or dress like millionaires. I'm pretty sure I dressed like literally like sweatpants and like sweatshirts. That's all I wore in college. I never wore makeup. I just didn't give an F. I just came in there to get my good grades and go home. And literally, we would never eat out. Every single penny would be put into travel, but then within our budget, we would manifest the best deals. And so every single school break, we would go and travel the world. And so I've been to like so many countries through college. So in college, I was getting my bachelor's of science in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology. I'm pretty sure I chose this degree. First of all, I was in progress on the path to go into medical school. So I was really doing my pre-med prerequisites. However, at my university, pre-med is not a degree. Like you don't get a degree in pre-med. You have to fulfill your pre-med prerequisites, and then you get a degree in anything else. And so because pre-med requires so many science classes, it's typically easier to get a science degree and then slap on the rest of the prereqs. And so my degree is in cellular, molecular, and developmental biology. And I was like, oh, it sounds fancy. Okay, great. Somewhere in my junior year of college, I was introduced to online business. And how I got introduced to online business is fascinating because at the time, I was really obsessed with fitness. And through my obsession with fitness, I followed a lot of other fitness accounts on Instagram, right? This is like the early days of Instagram. I think this is when I just got started on Instagram. And I came across this doctor who was currently doing her residency at Harvard. And also she was building a business online helping other people get fit. And I was like, whoa, hold on a second. I'm becoming a doctor. I wouldn't mind more money. And I love fitness. This is awesome. Like I just started following her. And one day, and if you guys are familiar with MLMs, you know how this goes. One day she made a post on Instagram saying that she's recruiting for her team. And if you want to get paid to get fit and help others get fit, you know, send me an email and I'll share with you the link to the opportunity or whatever she said. And of course I emailed her and I was like, okay, I'm interested because I currently work at the movie theater and like I could totally be doing something else. Why not make money with my passion, go to medical school and not have to pay for medical school? Like I created this whole plan in my head, right? And then I emailed her, she emailed me back. And so basically I got signed up. And then I got obsessed, you guys. I got so obsessed with online business, like the concept of me connecting with people on the internet and selling them products that they need and showing them how they can use them to improve their life and make their lives easier was like mind blowing. And I couldn't believe that I could help others get fit while I get fit and then get paid to get fit and help others get fit. It was so freaking cool. And so I was hooked. And by hooked, I mean, I literally stopped paying attention in class. That's how hooked I got. And I just stopped caring about my grades. And all I would do is I'd go on YouTube or Google or whatever, and I would look up ways to build my business. I wanted to build my business. I was looking for clients. I was looking, and if you guys are familiar with the MLM that I was part of, which was Beachbody, basically how at that time, again, I'm so unfamiliar now with how it works because it's been so long. But back then you would recruit people into your free challenge. And through your free challenge, you could invite them into a paid challenge. And a paid challenge is basically they would have to buy product. And then all of you guys would do the product together. And then anyone who would get great results, I would recruit them to be part of my team and inspire other people and kind of create this ripple effect. And so I was obsessed with it. And in my MLM, like with any other MLM, they always preached about personal development and how is the key to success. And so of course, at the time, already being in love with the law of attraction and like applying it as much as I could. Of course, I'm so much better today. But at the time I was just like kind of like getting the hang of it. And I would read every single book I could get my hands on. And of course, I wouldn't say that I was like very consistent with the law of attraction stuff between the first time I read The Secret and then when I got recruited by my upline for Beachbody, who is today my best friend, Stephanie. She's someone I hang out with a lot. And she's someone who is such an inspiring role model. And she's literally the reason I have my business today. And she's literally the only person who believed in me when I started my business, like literally the only person who believed in me and my business and actually told me that she was like, Catherine, you don't fit into medical school. Like, that's just not your jam. You have so many more talents and gifts beyond that. And that's not to say like, first of all, for those of you who are doctors, like you're amazing. I'm just talking about how for me, this was just like my gifts personally. I could do so much more than just be a doctor, right? I'm not downplaying being a doctor. Just a disclaimer right there. Because I don't want any doctors coming at me being like, Catherine, do you know how much studying it took? I kind of know. I never got into medical school, but I went through the application process, and the prereqs and the application process were a pain in the ass, like to begin with. So all the props to you guys. But anyway, Stephanie, who is an emergency medicine doctor, she's like, Catherine, I don't think medical school is for you. I totally think that what you're doing with your online business, you seem way more passionate about. And I think that there's something there for you. And so I was like, you know what? You're right. And so I dove back into a lot of my law of attraction stuff, and I applied everything around law of attraction into that business. And I set a goal for myself to quit my job so that I can focus just on school and my business. And by job, I mean the movie theater. I would go to school like over full time. I took over full-time credits because of pre-med. And then also I would work 30 hours a week at the movie theater. And I did that for about 2 years. And I wanted to make enough money in my business. And on top of that, I was trying to build a business too, right? And on top of that, I was doing my personal development and somehow had time to read books. I don't know how I did it, guys. It was the most productive years of my freaking life. And I'm so grateful for them. But my goal was, of course, to free up some time because I was like, yo, if I'm getting results in my business and I'm earning money, more money already, kind of, I can see how I can get there really quickly than the movie theater, than why I'm at the movie theater. And so I set that goal and then I did it in 3 months. And after 3 months, I remember walking to my boss and I'm like, yo, my business is taking off. Cause I told her she was someone I was really cool with. And I told her everything that I was already doing. So she kind of saw it coming and she was like kind of sad, but really happy for me. And when I quit my job, I basically vowed to never get a normal job again. I was like, I never want to have a job again. I want to do this. I want to pay through my way in medical school and basically do this and see where it takes me. So after I graduated from college in 2015, I started the process of applying for medical school. And you guys know how that story, and maybe you don't, of how I put the kibosh on medical school was at a Tony Robbins event way later in the year. When I went to Tony Robbins, I went to an event and I was like, oh my God, this is not for me. This is for me. And so I went home and I told my parents I'm not going to medical school. And that of course caused some drama in my life temporarily, where people literally did not believe in what I was doing. Like my parents were just thought I lost it. They were like, how are you going to make money on the internet? Which is so funny because I can't tell you how often I would hear that question from my family members and people who obviously cared about me, but just didn't understand. They didn't understand that you can make money on the internet. And today, of course, they're like, yeah, you can make lots of money on the internet. Props to you, Catherine, right? So after I graduated from college, I decided to work on my business full time. So through doing that, I grew a team and then I mentored a team, and I was growing pretty quickly with all the mindset work I was doing. And I was like, guys, and I was someone who inspired a lot of other people on my team and through like other teams around me, kind of like side teams. And so people would always ask me, like, Catherine, what are you doing that's getting you such great results? And so my coach, Stephanie, who's now my best friend, she would always ask me to lead team calls or make videos for our team and basically share with them how I'm growing my business so fast. And of course, my answer was always, guys, I'm reading the fucking personal development. Like I'm reading my books, I'm working on my mind, I'm working on my belief systems. And so I would start hosting these weekly team calls. And of course, as my team was growing, I was hosting team calls for my own team. And then what I would do is I would basically be doing one-on-ones with people on my team. And through these one-on-ones, I literally had no idea what I was doing. I would just be like, hey, meet me on Zoom for half an hour. Let's talk about your goals. Let's talk about what's not working. Let me see how I can help you. And every single week I would mentor at least 5 to 6 of my teammates through these one-on-ones. And I would always get this feedback from people. Like they would leave these one-on-one sessions, which guys, this is like 100% free coaching. I was not getting paid for this, except for whatever they were generating in their Beachbody businesses. That was basically helping me generate in my Beachbody business. And they would always leave and be like, wow, that was so great. That was so inspiring. Like I feel on fire. And then they would tell their friends, like they're within the Beachbody community, like, you need to do a one-on-one with Catherine. And so then I started having like so many one-on-ones on my calendar. And basically I was like, I don't know if I can do this like for free, but whatever, it's helping people. So I'm going to keep doing it. And these were essentially my first coaching sessions, you guys. I had no idea what the hell I was doing, but I just wanted to see how I could support my team. I just would share. Like I would realize that everything everyone struggled with was believing in themselves. That's really what it came down to. It wasn't a strategy. It wasn't that they couldn't figure out how to make the internet work. It wasn't that they couldn't figure out how to make a post on Facebook. It wasn't that they couldn't figure out how to start a conversation with someone on the internet. It was literally that they did not believe in themselves. Right? They would struggle with believing in themselves, and they would struggle especially in believing in their worthiness to succeed. And so I realized that, and I was like, that's so interesting. And I also realized at the time that the same thing was happening with my like fitness clients, like those that I was helping through hosting challenges on Facebook. I realized that the problem wasn't with how they were eating or how much they were exercising, but the problem really was with their mindsets. And it was their beliefs about themselves and their abilities to get fit and how they would feel and think about their fitness regimens, right? A lot of people would see their fitness and diet regimens as like this prison, and other people would see it as like this empowering thing that's helping them take control of their life. And depending on how they looked at it, would create the results. And so noticing this and just like gathering all this information and practicing these coaching sessions, but I literally never called them coaching sessions because I had no idea what I was doing. I would just call them like mentoring sessions, right? And so realizing this, I started to create content around this for my fitness business. And what ended up happening is that every single team call that I would do, or every single one-on-one that I would do, would be centered around the law of attraction. I would be introducing my team to the law of attraction. I would be showing them how to build vision boards. I would be doing belief work with them. I would be showing them how to rewire their belief systems and how to change their self-talk. I would show them the power of affirmations, et cetera, et cetera. And eventually, after some time of doing this, and somewhere in between this, right? Somewhere in between this and me starting Manifestation Babe was when I told my parents I don't want to go to medical school, right? So then I was really full time with this. And after doing this every single day consistently, I eventually grew really tired of all the fitness stuff, like the fitness specific stuff. First of all, I didn't realize it, but I did have like this eating disorder that just wasn't getting addressed, that I was kind of like hiding behind my business. And I remember having this really messed up belief system that if I was not fit and if I didn't have six-pack abs, then my business wouldn't succeed. And so I created this very unhealthy pattern that I broke when I started Manifestation Babe because I no longer had to focus on fitness, where I believe that I would break my diet or eat something unhealthy or eat too many calories or not work out that day, then I would sabotage my business. And so somehow I thought that my success came from my looks or my success came from my fitness results, which is so interesting because your success comes from whatever you believe your success comes from. And you're going to get the best results when you tie in your success to you just being yourself authentically. Just for you being alive, your success is inevitable. And if you believe that, then you could do anything. You could do anything and have success, right? So, but that was my belief system at that time, and I had no idea. And so I was getting really burnt out and I was slowly losing passion for helping people essentially get six-pack abs, right? I got so annoyed of people messaging me instead of asking me, hey, Catherine, how do I change this belief system? Or hey, Catherine, how do I do this? Instead, I would get, hey, Catherine, I ate 3 extra calories last night. Did I screw it up? Or, hey, Catherine, how many sit-ups should I do today? Or, hey, Catherine, my, mom didn't want to work out yesterday. And so I didn't work out and now I feel guilty. And I'm just like, oh my God, I just don't want to deal with these workouts anymore or these diets. I just want to help people with their mindsets. And I didn't realize that I could just do that. You know, when you're in a box and you don't know you're in a box until someone shows you something outside of your box and you're like, wait a second, there's more than to my box. Like there's more that I could be doing. There's different ways of doing this. Yeah. So I was in my box. And one day, one of my friends, she shared with me, and I don't know how this happened. Again, it was like the secret thing. It was like out of nowhere, just the universe kind of placing these people in my life and showing me what else is out there for me. One of my friends shared a couple of like pages of coaches, like mindset coaches, manifestation coaches, life coaches, and also Facebook groups where people were literally just teaching the same thing that I was teaching and helping people achieve the same thing that I was helping people achieve, on the Beachbody team. But the difference was that they were doing just that. Okay. No fitness. They were doing just that outside the realm of an MLM, on their own in their own businesses, and also getting compensated for it in huge ways. Like I was seeing them make 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, some even 7 figures. And I was like, excuse me, I'm doing the same thing. Like what is missing? I don't get it. And that was the day my mind was blown. And I realized that my vehicle just had to change. And so in my bedroom, in my parents' house, like sometime later, about 2 months before I finally moved to Los Angeles, I had this download to start Manifestation Babe. And Manifestation Babe wasn't this download of like, and now I'm going to create a mindset business. It was literally just like, I had this download to create an Instagram account. That's really where it started from. And it was just an Instagram account for me to have a creative outlet for all of my law of attraction obsession. I was like, there's more that I could be teaching to and inspiring people than just the fitness community. I felt like anyone can benefit from this. And so I just wanted to kind of separate it from my Beachbody business and separate it from my fitness account and just create a Instagram account for this new thing. And I had literally had no idea where this was leading me, but I was kind of setting the intention of doing just that, and seeing the possibility that that was possible is really helping drive my intuition to attract things and pick up on things that would help me kind of turn that into my new business, right? And so I was like, what do I call this Instagram account? And a lot of people don't know the origin of Manifestation Babe. It's kind of funny. But when I started my Beachbody business, my Instagram account handle was Fit Russian Babe. Okay, I know it sounds so cheesy, like WTF, but at the time I was like, this is so cute. I love it. Fit Russian Babe. And then about a month after Fit Russian Babe, I was like, you know what? I feel like this is going to attract the wrong people. I feel like this is going to attract a primarily male audience who's interested in fit Russian babes. And this isn't really like, even though it describes me, right? I thought it was kind of cute. Like, you know, I'm Russian. I'm also going to be real fit. And I'm also a babe. I'm a female babe, right? And so I thought it was so genius. And then I changed it. And then around that time, one of my friends from the Beachbody community, she asked me, hey, Catherine, why did you ever change your Instagram handle from Fit Russian Babe? I really loved it. And I was like, really? Are you serious? And then I think I was like in a group. And a couple of them were like, yeah, I really, really loved it. Like I thought it was so cute. And I was like, okay, interesting. What part did you like? And they're like, I don't know. I really like the babe part. And I was like, okay. And so coming from that feedback, I was like, you know what? I love manifestation and I'm a babe. Manifestation Babe. And so I created that account and then I just posted on both my Facebook page and this new Instagram account until finally one day, I would say a couple weeks later, I got inspired to create a masterclass that I could sell to those outside of my Beachbody network. And so it was literally what I was already teaching my Beachbody network, but packaged into this 90-minute how to manifest masterclass. And I called it Unleash Your Inner Manifestation Babe. And I sold it for $33. And that was like my first product. And that was when I locked myself in my bedroom for 48 hours straight. I did not leave. I did not eat. I did not sleep. I did not use the bathroom. Like I was just in it, learning how to build a website, learning how to build a course, learning how to put it together. I Googled and YouTubed the fuck out of this until I got the end result, which is you could pay me $33 and I'm going to automatically send you access to this course. Like I self-taught myself how to use an email autoresponder, how to do this, how to do that. It was just all through Google, you guys. This just shows you that anybody can do this because I literally Googled my way through. So the interesting part was about a month of doing this, I noticed a lot of feedback. And the feedback I got around this was like, I got emails literally from people being like, Catherine, this changed my life. And I never got that feedback in my Beachbody business. I got feedback like that, but it was never this much and never this inspiring for me and never the kind of feedback that would light me up. And so I remember thinking like, wow, this is changing so many people's lives. And so I decided that, what if I took this Manifestation Babe thing seriously? I never thought in a million years that I could do just this as my business, but for the first time, I thought like maybe I could. And it was around this time that I moved to LA. And you guys know the story. I lived on my grandma's couch. I had a few $100 per month coming from MB at this time. My Beachbody business was dwindling because I lost passion for it. It was like my energy when I put it behind it, it just didn't feel right. And though I used manifestation and law of attraction to help me grow my Beachbody business, when your passion dwindles for something, it doesn't matter how much you can visualize it growing, it's not going to grow because your genuine, authentic energy just isn't behind it. And so I put that genuine, authentic energy behind Manifestation Babe because it inspired me so much. I had such great feedback. It was something new. It was exactly what I wanted to do. It had none of the fitness element to it. And so at the time, I was like, you know what? What if I could make this work? And so I got a full-time job to help me transition. And around that time, when I was on my grandma's couch, that's where I created my 1-year experiment that I always talk about. In 2016, that changed everything for me. Now I'm going to create a full podcast on this, just this, which is going to be coming soon. And the reason why is because I made a post on Instagram last night, an Insta story, and I shared how, I did my first experiment in 2016 and how I'm doing my second one right now. So you guys don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I will share with you soon enough, like what this new experiment is. And it really is the same thing that I did in 2016, just, refreshing it for myself and showing myself what else I can accomplish, what else I can create, and really putting my belief again back into a manifestation and law of attraction. And it's not like I lost belief or faith. It's just that, sometimes life happens and frustrating things come up and you're like, man, you kind of lose inspiration. And so I really want to re-energize myself and be like, you know what? No. Let me do this again. Let me quantum leap in my life again. I know I can quantum leap again. And so I'm basically creating my new experiment, but I'll share with you what that is and how you can do that for yourself in a separate podcast. So let's just move forward. So about 3 months later, I completely let go of Beachbody, and then I started to pick up clients for Manifestation Babe. So I was selling my masterclass. It's still the only product I had at the time for people who, could afford $33. And then I would have people, as I would be sharing, as I'd be applying manifestation to my own life, as I'd be sharing my journey, and as people get great results with my free content, as well as my masterclass, I had people approaching me for coaching. And so you guys, as you remember, I already had practice with my Beachbody team. They were clients who were basically unpaid clients. And I remember, guys, I just remember this. There's one time when I was getting off a call with one of my Beachbody clients, which, they were unpaid clients. They literally had no skin in the game except for this is just additional support to help them grow their business. And so I remember one day, one of them didn't show up or one of them didn't take my advice or something frustrating happened. And I said out loud, I will never get on another call ever again unless I get paid for it. And so funny because, how manifestation works. That's essentially what I manifested, right? And so I manifested a scenario where I had people asking for coaching sessions. And anyway, I was basically, these new clients that I was charging at the time, I was charging $111 per session. Okay. So that was the first amount that came to me. I was like, that sounds reasonable. I'll do a package for 4 sessions a month or 6 sessions in 6 weeks. And I will charge $444 per month or whatever. Or maybe it was 1 month and 3 months. And I remember, if I remember correctly, 1 month it was $444 and 3 months was $1,111. And I was working my full-time job at this time, you guys. I have completely let go of my Beachbody business and I was just focusing on Manifestation Babe. And what I was doing with these clients is, again, I had no formal training. What I was doing is I was just teaching them what I knew from experience and what I had applied about the law of attraction to my own life and the patterns that I was noticing and everything that worked for me. I was just helping them apply it in their life. That was the first training that I had around this. And that was exactly what I was doing in my earlier coaching sessions. And that year, 2016, I made $9,000 total with Manifestation Babe. And the following year, my business literally exploded to 600,000. And then the following year, tripled to 1.6 or 1.8 million, something like that, just under 2. Following year, which was last year, was 2.6 million. And then this year, we're on track for 4+ million. And you see, as I grew in my business, even starting with back in end of 2016 when I started generating clients, and then obviously in 2017 when I started making more money, I would reinvest that money into coaching trainings, specifically any kind of trainings to help me with my skill set to become a better coach. And I became a better coach first and foremost by simply doing it, which a lot of people I see wait until they feel like they could be a good coach, or they feel like they're ready to be a good coach, or they feel like, okay, now I got enough training. Now I can coach people. I just like went for it, guys. And yes, I was shitting my pants the first time I did it. And yes, I had no idea what I was doing. And yes, I still managed to help people get results. And I learned a lot on the job, right? A lot of people are so afraid to leap because they feel like they have to be a PhD in whatever it is that they're doing before they do it. But the path to PhD, guys, a PhD in life and a PhD in experience is to go out and just do and try and fail. You have to fail in order to succeed. And so I just decided to fail forward. And it was coming from a natural passion. And I have overcome things in my own life. I did my inner work and I just wanted to be a guide for others. And that was the training that I had. Besides that, no formal training whatsoever. And yes, I just allowed myself to be awkward. Okay. So as I got better and as I invested in coach trainings and as I picked up new skills, I got better. My life got better. My clients got better. I was able to laser focus my coaching method. And today my coaching method, because I still do some coaching, is made up of a million different methods because I learned a million different techniques and I mixed it all with personal experience. I always apply what I teach. I always apply what I share. And still to this day, I still invest and I still coach. And even today, my business is still a compilation of me teaching and helping others manifest their dream life while manifesting mine and making millions of dollars in the process. And a lot of what I learned came from a process. It wasn't like I held myself back until I felt ready before I went for it. Because a lot of what you're going to be learning as you build your business and as you become a coach or whatever it is that you are on a journey to be, you have to learn a lot from experience. There's no teacher that could ever, there's no training or teacher or certification that could ever prepare you for real life. There's a lot of things that can kind of pre-prepare you, right? There's a lot of skills that you can learn, but ultimately it's not until you apply them that they actually stick. It's not until you apply them that you see how they work, whether they work or not, because not everything is going to work for everyone, right? So yeah, that's basically my story. And that's basically how I got to where I am today. Now, I know that there's a lot of you who are interested in a similar path. And a lot of people ask me, Catherine, where did you get trained? What manifestation coach training did you do, right? How did you become an expert? And as you guys can see, it's not like I had training. It's that life trained me. And I believe that this is hands down one of my purposes. And I say one of my purposes because oftentimes we disempower ourselves by claiming that the thing that we're doing is our purpose and our only purpose. And we refuse to evolve with our purposes, right? That we refuse to explore other parts of us or other sides of us or other things that we can be doing when we lock ourselves into one purpose. And so I always say that Manifestation Babe is one of my purposes. And if you feel called to do the same thing, it is part of your purpose as well. And my advice to people who want to do this is to first and foremost, let life be your trainer. Do some studying, but more importantly than that, apply your studies. It doesn't matter what training you do. I've taken like 20 to 30 trainings and I will take hundreds more because I love the diversity behind what I learn and how I coach. But if you want to know where to start, you guys, you start with yourself and you start through self-coaching. You start improving your life. You start overcoming things in your life and the right trainings to help you become better will arise. And just so you guys know, just a fun fact, coaching is one of those industries that has literally zero regulations. And there's absolutely no red tape keeping you from doing your first coaching session today. Like anybody can be a coach, right? Not even the ICF, which is known as the International Coaching Federation. I didn't know this, but I did some research recently. And even the ICF is not actually legally accredited to accredit coaching schools from a legal standpoint. And you can look this up. I'm not going to go into details. It's 100% true. Look it up. It's fascinating. But in the end, what that shows you is that it doesn't truly matter what training you take. And also, no client has ever asked me what training I've taken. Only the clients who are interested in doing what I do have asked me, but the clients that I've helped with certain issues in life, they've never asked to see my certifications. All clients care about is how you can help them. all people, like if you have an online business, all your customers care about, all your potential customers care about is how you can solve their problems. Do you have a product or a service that can solve their problems? If yes, they're going to buy from you, right? There's all of course there's other variables of things that can help, inspire them to buy, more, like your messaging, right? For instance, and just being like a figure that they can know, like, and trust. Like there's other things that you can do, other technical strategies, but ultimately, if you have a solution to someone's problem, they're going to buy. Okay. So it doesn't matter what training you take, as long as you believe it's an ethical one. Of course, take an ethical training, right? And one that can equip you to ethically coach clients. As long as you believe in it, and as long as it's someone that speaks to you, and as long as your intuition gives you an F yes, then any of them can help you. And the right trainings for you will come as you take action on developing and crafting your skill. So as you work on developing and crafting your skill, you will manifest the right teacher. You will manifest the right mentor. You're going to manifest the right school or the right program. And it's exactly how I got here personally. My first program was actually a Tony Robbins program. It was the Robbins Madonna's coaching certification. And the reason why I took it first is because Tony Robbins is someone who inspired me so much in the beginning that I wanted to be a coach like Tony Robbins. And so I was like, okay, this is the right program for me because Tony is my current mentor. And also throughout the years, you guys, I haven't just taken coaching certifications. I became a Reiki practitioner and an EFT practitioner and an NLP practitioner and a master hypnotherapist and a breathwork facilitator and a certified life coach and a certified success coach. And I'm currently doing more trainings this year. It's made me who I am today. And then, of course, okay, fine. That's how you become a great coach. But how do you do your business? How do you build the business? So, of course, in order to build a business, you need strategy. Hands down. Without strategy, you're missing a piece of the pie to help you build your business. And strategy is where the law of action comes in, right? So the business I have today, if I were to put it in a pie chart and tell you like the percentages, I would say that 90% is mindset and manifestation and 10% is strategy. But and even though it sounds so small, because really, like if you got a solid mindset and you know how to manifest, like you're going to get really far. Because the thing is that you're going to manifest the right team. You're going to manifest the right trainers, the right mentors, the right coaches, the right mastermind. But at the end, you can have all of these ideas, but if you don't implement that last 10%, which is strategy, you wouldn't have the business. I just simply would not have the business I have today. So it's 100% of the pie for show, but I would say 90% mindset and manifestation, 10% strategy. And for business, like things came up throughout my journey. Like I have done, for instance, in the early times, Spirit Junkie Masterclass. I did Marie Forleo's Copy Cure. I did some of Amy Porterfield's webinars and trainings. I did Russell Brunson's like books and trainings, even some of Tai Lopez's stuff. I did 2 masterminds, the Greatness Mastermind with Lewis Howes, and of course my BFF James, his mastermind, the 7-Figure Mastermind, and as well as James Wedmore's Business by Design, which is legit hands down my favorite business program to this day that I wish I had when I started my business. And not to mention, guys, outside of this, hundreds upon hundreds of hours that I spent consuming free content on YouTube, Google, and podcasts. Because as you guys remember, when I was putting my first course together, there was no course that I took that helped me put that course together. It was literally YouTube, Google, and listening to podcasts, which I don't even think I found the podcast yet at that time. I feel like business podcasts came into my consciousness later. I didn't know they existed. I thought it was just more like manifestation, or not even manifestation, but like self-help podcasts. But YouTube and Google, definitely. Like I would Google anything or YouTube anything. Just type in any question you have on YouTube or Google and someone has made a video for it or an article or a blog post about it. This stuff is out there, you guys. It's just a matter of you starting today, wherever you feel intuitively led to or guided to. And I just, your journey will not look like mine and vice versa. And my intention with this podcast episode is just to show you that there are many ways for you to get to where you want to go. And this is just my story. And this is how my life unfolded to get me where I am today. And your journey might look similar, because I know a lot of you guys have messaged me before saying, oh my God, are you serious? We have the same story, which I think is awesome. And then some of you might have completely different backgrounds, completely different stories, but you might have similar goals. And so how you're going to get there, maybe you do start in a formal coach certification training, and that's how you get inspired to take on clients. And some of you might be like, screw it, I want to coach someone today. And so I'm going to find a client, and maybe I'll start with a free session. Who cares? At least I'll get some sort of practice and some sort of context around how this freaking works to begin with. So a journey is going to look different. Now, the next couple of weeks, you guys, I'm actually going to be creating some content for all of my favorite entrepreneurs. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this, but in the beginning of Manifestation Babe, I niched down. As you guys know, like in the beginning of any business, it's really good to niche down because when you niche, then you're helping. First of all, you have crystal clarity on who you want to help, and you tend to attract those specific people into your business depending on what your niche is, depending on your messaging and your marketing and all that good stuff. So my niche used to be only online entrepreneurs. And so I wanted to teach because, as you guys remember, with Beachbody, these were online entrepreneurs essentially. And I was their manifestation coach essentially. And so when I started Manifestation Babe, it was very natural for me to start as a manifestation coach for online entrepreneurs. And as time went on, I slowly realized that I wanted to expand and I wanted to help more people. And I didn't just want to market to online entrepreneurs. However, if I didn't do that in the beginning, I don't know if I would be where I am today, because it really helped me solidify my name as someone who can help you grow your business by helping you grow your mindset. So even though my content now is like everywhere, all over the place, applies to many different areas of your life, I am actually going to be dedicating the next couple weeks to the online entrepreneurs, especially for the entrepreneurs who have quickly learned and quickly realized over the last couple months of these uncertain times that yes, in fact, businesses can absolutely thrive in uncertain times. And I hope to just be one example of that. You guys, my business has like exploded through this pandemic. And it has allowed me to serve so many more people. And that's what I believe that heart-centered business is all about anyway. You are serving people. And besides just the obvious like demand for your service or product, there are many things that you can do that most just aren't doing or most just aren't seeing that can essentially guarantee your success in any economy and any market. And first and foremost, it's your mindset, it's your energy, and it's your heart. If you truly care about helping people, then there will be an element of you that will find that success that you're looking for. There's obviously more to it, like the strategy piece, but I believe that if you truly care and you have a solution to other people's problems and you're here to serve people, then absolutely you can be a success and you can build your dream business and you can have success in any economy and any market. I have so many friends right now whose businesses are freaking booming. And though the mainstream media is not reporting on all the businesses that are booming, I just want to let you guys know that there's more to life than what the mainstream media is reporting. And you have to start looking for examples of people who are thriving. And in any economy, there are people who are thriving. And guess what? You get to be one of those people who thrives. And I'm here to equip you with everything that you need to have massive success in your business. So here at Manifestation Babe, we are gearing up for one of our favorite launches of the year. Some of you might be familiar with this, some of you might not be, but Business by Design is a program by one of my favorite business mentors and really good friends. And I feel so blessed to be able to call him one of my really good friends, James Wedmore. If you guys don't know who James is someone who is first and foremost huge on manifestation. Huge on mindset, but he also teaches online entrepreneurs like you and I the strategy, the actual how-to behind scaling and automating your business to create more freedom to do more of the things that you really want to do. Because when you ask any entrepreneur, why'd you start your business? A huge portion of their answer is going to come from the fact that they want to be their own boss and they want freedom and they want to create their daily schedule and their life around whatever it is that they want to be doing, and they want to help more people, and they felt limited by like the corporate world or felt limited in working for someone else, and so they started their business to create freedom. And a lot of online businesses, a lot of online entrepreneurs are really stuck in that solopreneurship phase, right? And though solopreneurship is awesome, you can't be for the rest of your life both the IT person and the content creator and the graphic design person and the editor and the podcaster. Like, it just becomes impossible if you really want to grow. And so what James is a genius at is the scaling and the automating, the launching strategy, the webinar strategy. All that stuff goes inside of Business by Design, but really it's really centered around becoming the digital CEO, a CEO who can step away from his or her business and can actually find that their business still grows, whether they are present or not present, whether they're on vacation or actively working, that it is completely independent. And that's what I feel so blessed to have experienced with scaling and automating my business. And this is a program that I get behind every single year because it's literally everything that, first of all, everything you need to build a business, and it's located in a single hub, like a single space. And it's a program I really wish that I had when I started my business, because it helped me tremendously, even when I already made my first million, but felt stuck. And when I felt stuck, James is someone who came into my business through Business by Design and also being in his mastermind, who showed me where I could expand and where I could grow and who else I could hire. And literally, Brendan and I are able now to take a whole month off and have my business grow and continue to grow in the background. It's amazing. And the reason why I affiliate, especially for this program every year, is because I get asked a ton of business strategy questions on the regular. But just like fitness, I don't actually enjoy teaching it. So I love the mindset piece so much more. And that's what I believe builds 90% of your business anyway. However, as I already mentioned, strategy, aka law of attraction or law of action, is still crucial and still needed, and is the game changer paired with the right mindset. And I love offering the entire entrepreneur solution by including tons of fun bonuses. Like when you sign up for BBD, when we actually launch it, I include a ton of bonuses to help you develop the mind and energy of a wealthy business owner, which is really good stuff that's going to help you get the edge. Because though BBD is already a full program on its own, I kind of come in and just give you like the secrets that actually separate those who have a business and those who have a successful business, those who have made some money and those who are ridiculously wealthy. So stick around for some juicy podcasts, you guys. There's going to be some great podcasts to help you build your successful dream business, serving others who most need your help at this time. And in the meanwhile, while you're listening and while you're getting inspired, go ahead and sign up for the waitlist for BBD at manifestyourbusinessbydesign.com. Because not only are you going to get all the updates on the launch of this super juicy program that I stand behind 100%, you're also going to be the first to get inside when it opens. And I'm putting in even more bonuses this year. So you're going to get all of last year's bonuses, and you're going to get this year's bonuses, which is just like, this is really going to set you up for success. This is going to make you stand out, and I'm so excited to give it to you. And those of you who have signed up last year with me and enjoyed your Manifestation Babe experience with BBD, which there's some incredible case studies, incredible testimonials that I can't wait to share with you guys. You also, yes, absolutely get the new bonuses. So everybody gets to benefit from the bonuses. And you're also going to get access to a live event that you get to come, hosted by both James and I, absolutely for free, included in your BBD enrollment. So it's going to be really good. Go to manifestyourbusinessbydesign.com to sign up. Again, that's yourbusinessbydesign.com. It will also be in the show notes, so don't worry, just swipe up and look at the show notes and the link will be there as well. So let me know your guys' thoughts, your breakthroughs, how this episode helped you. I think it's so vital in sharing a breakdown of how I got here to show you like an example of how your business, how your dream business can unfold, but also reminding you at the same time to be open to so many different variations of how it can manifest. So I can't wait to give you guys more content. I can't wait to talk biz this month or the next couple weeks or however long it goes until Business by Design closes, I guess, for enrollment until next year. So I will catch you guys in the next episode. Mwah. Have an amazing day. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you absolutely loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on iTunes so that I can keep the good stuff coming your way. If you aren't already following me on social media, come soak up the extra inspiration on Instagram by following @ManifestationBabe or visiting my website at manifestationbabe.com. I love and adore you so much and can't wait to connect with you in the next episode. In the meantime, go out there and manifest some magic.